All right, ladies, let's dive into the portion control containers, the ultimate portion fix plan, or the 21-day fix eating plan. Basically, if you're using these containers, which I love, they represent the food groups. Okay, here's how you get to this information. You are going to go to Beachbody On Demand, and I have clicked on the nutrition tab. If you have not purchased the ultimate portion fix or 2B mindset, that's why I have two options open. I've bought them both because I have used them both. I tend to lean towards the ultimate portion fix, and so that's what we'll focus on here. But I have done both, and they're both amazing. You can also find a lot of this information, not a lot of it, some of it, the basics of it, if you go to the workouts tab and go to Autumn Calabrese's 21-day fix program, look in the program materials. But this is a much more comprehensive program. If you click here, there's just so many videos to help you plan. If you have a family, your why. She gives you really the background information. There's a workbook that goes with it. I've done it. I've done the training. It's amazing. I couldn't say enough good things about it. There's also this wonderful resource tab where there's meal plans and things made for you if you're vegan, if you're not, if you're, okay, all these different plans. And so let's think about that. So when we get to just dive in here, we need to know how many of these little containers should I be having per day. And so we figured that out with this. And this calculation is in the 21-day fix plan as well. So if you don't have ultimate portion fix, again, some of the basics you can go and do there. So you're going to do your weight times 11. Okay. Most of us in here are working out moderately, 30 to 45 minutes, 5 days a week. So that's why I'm doing this one. There's one for if you're not working out at all, you're not able to for some reason right now, maybe you're injured, you have something going on, you're recovering from surgery. And then if you are intensely and very active all day long, you would want to go on the next page, but I'm going to do this middle one here. And so I take that weight times 11, and then I add 400. And then if I'm planning to maintain my weight or stay the same, I would stop there. But if I am looking to lose weight, I would subtract 750. And then that number I would take and I would go look at these plans. So I'll just use myself as an example. I fall in the plan B. So mine is 4 greens, 3 purples, 4 reds, 3 yellows, 1 blue, 1 orange, and 4 teaspoons every day. There is an amazing Beachbody Nutrition Plus app for iPhone users and then Androids and other users. Right in your BOD app, down on the tab, you can track your nutrition. So when I have breakfast, and today I had scrambled eggs with a little bit of salsa, I went in there and I did 2 eggs, so that's 1 red. And I'll show you the food list here in a little bit so you know where to look. That's 1 red, and then it's like a half of a purple because salsa falls under the fruit category. So I would type that in, and then the app just keeps track of how many containers I have left for the day. Let me look for the food list. So as we go through, you can see like it gives you a huge list. And the way you look at these lists, and the trainings will go through this, but I'll just give you the basics. The very top of the list over here where it says kale, that is the most nutrient dense, best options. Now they'll list tons more. And as you go through, see if you have freshly made pico de gallo salsa, then that can be a vegetable if it's the store-bought. So anyway, you learn these things of how to do this. So you can look here. Here's your purple containers. Pasta sauce ends up falling in this, like tomato sauce and stuff here ends up falling in a purple. And so things like, say, a banana where it's a full fruit and maybe you want to put it in a container, a half of a large banana would be considered a purple. So you can see like how much of each kind of fruit do I have. And for some like berries and stuff, you fill the container. Same thing with the other vegetables, fill the container. The general rule about the containers is you can fill them and pack them as full as you want. The vegetables can be cooked or not cooked or raw. That doesn't so much matter. You're supposed to be able to put the lid on the container, and as long as you can, that's the amount to have. So again, here through the reds, so there's Greek yogurt on here for protein and things like that. There's tons of different things on here. And then there's different stars or different plus signs, and it lets you know, hey, these foods don't fit in the containers, so just use the indicated amount. Or these are, if you're doing carb cycling, because within this plan you can do timed nutrition, you can just do the containers, you can carb cycle. And here's my favorite container, the yellow containers. So you can see sweet potatoes are going to be your best, most nutrient dense option, but there's a lot of things on here that are not out of the question. Bread, waffles, muffins, bagels. You just need to be conscious of how many you're having. So I'm supposed to have 3 yellow containers per day. So I would look here and I could have a half of an English muffin or a whole English muffin. That'd be 2 yellows. So that's how much I get. Now, if I go up to the sweet potatoes, I would cut those up and maybe fill this, or I would just do a half of a sweet potato. So you can sort of see how this will work. Now, the nice thing about this container, this particular container, the yellows, as you get into learning about this, okay, the blues are your healthy fats like cheese and guac and stuff like that. Orange would be salad dressings and nuts and seeds. And then there's a teaspoon, and they don't give you a teaspoon because everybody has that in their house. And that's what you can have, like your oils, your nut butters. I love putting almond butter on a piece of bread in the morning for breakfast. So we're not getting rid of butter or cheeses and things like that. You can, here's the vegan one. So I'm going to kind of go, I want to see if I can get to the, okay, so then there's things that are freebies. You seasonings and like lemon flavoring in your water, that's free. Teas, certain teas, as long as there's no added sugars and things like that. And they give you a list. So you can kind of see that you can just pick from these things. Coffee, if you're a coffee drinker, it talks about that, how much you can be having, and things to avoid or things to have in moderation. It allows for some of our favorite things. Again, here's water, stuff you can put in your water. If you're drinking Shakeology, which I highly recommend, it's so nutrient dense. Shakeology is 1 red. So 1 scoop of Shakeology is a red, but a lot of times people like to put different, like I like unsweetened almond milk in mine. So 8 ounces of that is just 1 of your teaspoons. So that's kind of nice that they allot for you to have that with your Shakeology. And then this is the awesome part that I wanted to touch on. So you can save your yellow containers, or 3 times a week, you can use them as treats. So instead of having like my toast for breakfast, maybe I'm going to save that one, and I'm going to have a chocolate chip cookie, one of those. And there's a recipe book with this too. It's amazing. But maybe I'm having a cookie. That's 1 yellow container and a half teaspoon. Okay, maybe I want some juice. I can swap that out there. Kombucha, 12 fluid ounce. I love kombucha, so I love to use one of my 3 yellows for kombucha. If you drink wine and beer and things like that, you also can swap those out for your yellows up to 3 times a week. So you don't have to feel like you can't do this because I can't give up everything. We're not asking you to give up everything. This is totally made for you to live life. Go out to eat. There's videos for that. Let me show you this meal plan option that they give as well. And then I have a meal plan tips. So here's what I do. This is my favorite meal planner because it has all my steps on it. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks at what the initials stand for on the sides. On about Thursday, I will start writing and filling this in for the week. And when I fill it in, if I say breakfast, scrambled eggs and salsa, I will put like a letter R for a red container, and depending on the salsa, it's a P or a for purple for fruit, or a vegetable if it's the pico kind anyway. So that's a green or half a green, depending on how much I'm using. So I will write that in so that I know here's my plan. And then my next piece of that is I take my plan and I turn it into a grocery list. So that's why I love that I have this box over here. Okay, what am I going to go shop for now? I have just made my plans for the week. They sound good to me. I've varied them up. Each day I'm hitting the amount of containers I'm supposed to be having. Now, what kinds of groceries do I need to go get? how many do I need to get me through this week so that I have options on hand. I also love this to-do list box because once I've gotten those groceries, I want to come back now and think about what do I need to do to be successful for the week. When I am working during the week, I need all my lunches to be containered out because I'm going to grab those and go. I need my snacks during the day to be containered out. So that might mean that I'm cutting up my fruit and packing them in these containers and having them ready to grab one or however many per day. And that maybe I've already measured out my salad and my chicken that I'm putting in my lunch, and I've put those aside. So to me, the to-do list is, what am I doing on Sunday after I've gotten the groceries to get ready for the upcoming week? So I'm cutting and washing all fruits and vegetables. I'm chopping up my Brussels sprouts so that on Wednesday, when I'm having baked Brussels sprouts with my turkey burger, I will be able to dump those in a pan and throw them in the oven, because I know when I come home from work on Wednesday, I'm going to be exhausted. It's the middle of the week. I'm not going to want to cook. And that's when I'm going to falter, but not if I am ready and planned. My to-do list is going to be what meat needs to be thawed from the freezer, what meat needs to be seasoned. I love to cook ground turkey ahead of time. I love to use ground turkey, cook the whole thing, and then split it in half, like a big package of it. Half of it I'll save plain for like a brown rice pasta type of thing, and the other half I'll season with taco seasoning. So now that's also what I consider in my plans for the week, that hey, we're going to have tacos and pasta this week because I'm using ground turkey, and that's one thing to make instead of multiple things. I like to keep it as simple as I can because I don't love to be in the kitchen. Other people do, but I don't. So I simply pick things off of the food list that I will be willing to eat, vegetables that I might like, and then go to the store, get just that, and then bring just that home, and then prep as many things as I can prep. So hopefully this has helped you. Message me with your questions, your comments, but dive through, if you have the Ultimate Portion Fix, dive through those videos, get that workbook back out. It is amazing. She is a professional. She's created this for us. It has worked for thousands and millions of people. It can work for you too. If you don't have that, go look at your 21-day fix program. Look in her program materials, because we all have access to that. That's just in our Beachbody On Demand. Again, you go to Beachbody On Demand to look through all of these things, or to Team Beachbody to purchase the Ultimate Portion Fix, which is very worth it in my opinion. She has 2 Fixate cookbooks. You can Pinterest different 21-day fix recipes, and they'll tell you the container counts as well. So if you love to cook, you have that option too. So anyways, we'll wrap this up. Thanks for listening. Comment or message me with your question.